Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we provide world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Our show today is A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. Our topic today is When the Ground Shakes, Holding Faith Through Life's Storms. Hello, and I'm a TV presenter for USA Global TV and Radio and also the resident therapist for this channel. A very warm welcome to our loyal viewers and our friends at E360 TV. Hello to all of our friends on our usual social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. I'm Caroline Heward. I'm absolutely thrilled and honoured to be representing Dr. Jacalyn as your host for USA Global TV and Radio's flagship show, A Woman's Prerogative. Dr. Jacalyn has been an award of the most coveted award that YouTube gives, and that is the Silver Creator Award, where she has achieved over 10,000 YouTube subscribers. And she actually has over 105,000 YouTube subscribers on the first channel, and she also has a second channel which has over 35,000 subscribers. You will find us we have 2 channels on LinkedIn, 6 channels on Facebook, 2 on Instagram. We also have TikTok and X, Amazon Fire, and we are distributed by E360 TV, as we are tonight, Zizzle TV, where we are on Roku, Apple, and around 50 plus channels. I feel very privileged today, of all days, to be here presenting and hosting A Woman's Prerogative today. It is 4 years exactly on 7/7/2021, where I was first interviewed by Dr. Jacalyn and invited to be part of the coaching team on this channel. And I feel very privileged to be here, especially today, and seeing how much the channel has grown under Dr. Jacalyn's incredible and powerful and visionary leadership. I feel very privileged to be hosting this particular show, which I have been doing now for a couple of years, because I know myself personally, under her amazing mentorship, that I have grown exponentially, and I didn't even have any lights or a green screen, and under her extreme amount of mentorship, here I am in my living room with all the right paraphernalia. So thank you very much, Dr. Jacalyn, and a really well-deserved Silver Creator Award. I am joined today, this is a panelist show, and I'm joined today by the wonderful Reverend Lydia Fujiris. She's coming all the way from Canada. Reverend Lydia Fujiris, she is a TV presenter. She's an author and a bilingual self-help author. She's a registered nurse. She is a holistic nurse. She's an intuitive and spiritual healer. She invented Miracle Mist, which is patent pending. And she's also an advocate for free rights. But she has something very special to share with you. She has been with me now since the back end of last year on A Woman's Prerogative. and she is hosting her own show. I'm so excited for Reverend Lydia Fujiris in hearing this news, and she's going to tell you all about it. Welcome, Reverend Lydia Fujiris.
Thank you very much for that beautiful welcoming. So, yes, I will be hosting my show. It's starting on Wednesday. It is a French show. So, the name of the show is La Voie de la Guérison. So, it is the road to healing. And I will be talking about healing in all the different kinds of ways, because I am in metaphysics and there is no end to healing with metaphysics. We can heal any kinds of ways. I have been into healing from the age of 13, 14. My father was a healer. My grandmother was a healer. So we are healers down the family. And it is very important for me to be able to help people become healers. I want to make people understand that it is something that everyone has into them. It is something that can be learned. It is something that being a psychic can be learned, and we can all do it. So I want everyone to have a chance to be able to learn from my show and explain how to do the healing and how to heal. So that is the way. So they will heal through my books also, because I write self-help books, and through my faith, because my faith is so great. So thank you very much, Caroline.
Wonderful. Well, I'm excited to hear all the things about your new show. And the problem I've got is I don't speak French. So I'm going to have to find somebody to translate your amazing show. But massive congratulations, Reverend Lydia, for achieving this massive milestone in such a short space of time. It's very, very exciting. And I think that you're one of the first people on our shows to present and host a channel and show in a different language. So massive congratulations, and exciting times to reach out to the French audience. For myself, I'm known as the Harley Street Stress Expert, and I help people bust their stress. How do I do that? I work with root cause therapy and chakra psychology, how the mind and body connects, and what happens to the person physically, emotionally, mentally, behaviorally when there's an imbalance. And the imbalance is the symptom, whatever they're complaining about, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or behavioral pain. They might be walking around saying that they're not stressed, but then in the next breath, they're saying they're not sleeping, or they're complaining about a relationship or an event or a situation, or they might be in a space of grieving or in a space of challenge within their lives. And whatever it is that they're complaining about is their symptom. I've been working with chakra psychology now and energy healing for 25 years, since 2000. And I've worked with many people over that amount of time with many different symptoms and challenges, and they've overcome them within 1, 2, or 3 sessions in terms of the amount of things that they want to overcome. I also do lunch and learn talks online or face-to-face, and I'm also a speaker and an author. It is my absolute pleasure to be here hosting this show, because on 7/7/2025, my 4-year anniversary, I wanted to leave a legacy. This was one of the things I wanted to do, leave a legacy in terms of my work. And that, I feel, looking back on the amount that I've shared online on USA Global TV and Radio, on this wonderful platform provided by Dr. Jacalyn, it has become a dream come true. So thank you very much, Dr. Jacalyn, for this incredible opportunity. My life dream of leaving a legacy long after I've gone is here, and it's still being created as we go on. So let's get into the topic. When the ground shakes, holding faith through life's challenges and life's storms. In our world today, there is many times where it shifts and changes politically, economically, personally, and we face moments when things literally fall apart, when trust is broken, when the future feels uncertain. And tonight we will be exploring how we cope and when life doesn't quite go to plan, how we deal with disappointment, and how we hold on to hope through uncertainty and change. One of the things I wanted to share specifically, as today is a really big anniversary, 7/7 was the anniversary of the bombs in London. And I remember when that happened, my marriage had ended, and I was alone and had no idea. And I was trying to organise getting out to see a friend for a session within a gym. And the fear and terror of people within London was horrific. And the response was incredible in terms of how people came together. And so that, for me, this 7/7, it brought up the bombs on a bus, on a tube, normal people going about normal things, normal activities. And it really frightened me as to how close we were in that moment. What are your thoughts in terms of what does it mean to you, Reverend Lydia, when the ground shakes, literally, and we're holding faith in terms of treading and working through life's storms? What does it mean to you?
It means helping out. It means absolutely helping out. When there was 9/11 in New York, that was a terrible moment. And here in Canada, we have a little town called Gander in Newfoundland. It's a province. It's called Newfoundland. It's a military base. And that town, who has a total of, I think, 10,000 people, actually, they decided to have all the American people that needed help. So they were brought by military planes, and the town actually took in 30,000 Americans. And they stayed the time they needed to stay, and they got along. And it was a time where there was so much solidarity, and because we are neighbors after all. And when I saw that when it happened in 2000, and 9/11, when it happened, it was so important for me to make people understand that no matter what happens, we have to stand up together. We have to help one another, no matter the race, the color, the religion, the language we speak. We have to help one another because we are all human beings. We are one collective mind. And that is the way, actually, that I see it so much, because with that community in Gander, taking 10,000 people, taking it 30,000 people, we really have to focus on the fact that it was a lot of organization, and it must have been frustrating at times, but at the same time, it worked. It really worked. And everyone was happy to go into Gander and to have help. And many American people moved to Gander after that. They were so happy in Gander that they moved over there. So what happens is that when people overcome a situation as a group, as very unified, miracles happen. Faith is there, miracles happen, and no matter if people believe or not, they see the results. And it does not really matter if they believe or not in a being or whatever. They can believe in whatever they want. But the thing is that if they believe that they can help, well, the thing is that it works. So it has nothing to do with faith, it has to do with love.
You know, I remember 9/11 as if it was yesterday, and even in the UK, people came together in solidarity. That the words that you've used, you know, coming together in solidarity and coming together to offer help was so relevant globally that it was a ricochet. And on the Richter scale, in terms of the compassion and people coming together, the energy Richter scale shot through the roof. It went really, really high. The resonance of positivity within the planet really, really got high. I don't remember. I did have the stats at some point, but I don't have them right now to hand. There was on the Richter scale of the energy frequency. It went right up in terms of being very high into heart energy, which I thought was amazing, that if we do come together. And I think many people will be able to tell a story about 9/11 because it affected, we were in a time of internet that it was possible to see, and it was possible to hear in various ways through social media. Although it wasn't that prevalent then, there was much more of an opening of global news, and it made global news. So yes, you're absolutely right. Solidarity, and it's faith beyond faith. I feel it's like sort of, it's not a faith, it's something else. It's something that connects us through the divine intervention of heart consciousness. That's what I truly felt, that even though it wasn't in my home country, I still felt it, and so did many others. So, Reverend Lydia, we are almost at the time of commercial break, unbelievably so. So what are your thoughts in terms of, and before we go to the commercial break, I just want to poach this as something for you to think about, in looking at disappointment and trust breakdown. What happens emotionally when institutions, leaders, or people that we trust let us down? And I'm looking at, something from your own personal experience, or an experience that you've had through a client sharing of who has, as an institution, let them down, and how have they coped emotionally. So we are now just ready to go over to our commercial break. And please come back and find out more. We have so much more to share with you. Thank you very much, Reverend Lydia, for your heart sharing and incredible, heartwarming contributions to this show. I look forward to seeing you after the break, whether you're on the live or the replay. Come straight back and join us.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram-Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to TracyCranPerkins.com. Tracy Cran Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hello and welcome back to A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. If you've joined us either on the live or the replay and you've just joined us and you've missed part one just before the commercial break, please do catch up and look and find out more about what we've been sharing. Well, let's bring out Reverend Lydia Fujiris and continue with our topic, When the Ground Shakes, Holding Faith Through Life's Storms. And I left you having a thought and a ponder with you with a question: disappointment and breakdown. What happens emotionally when institutions, leaders, or people we trust let us down? What are your thoughts in terms of either your own experience or a client's experience, Reverend Lydia?
Well, it comes from my experience. When I was a young nurse, I started working in a hospital, which was supposedly the best, well, one of the best hospitals. And when it came to how many minutes we had to give to a patient, we had to count whatever the dressings, whatever, the tubing, everything. We had to count points to decide how many hours was given to the patient a day per nurse. So every nurse was responsible to give the points to the patient. And so many points meant so many nurses on the floor. But that hospital was actually erasing the points that the nurses were giving and lowering the scores so that there were less nurses per patient. And I realized that, and I was young, and I realized that it was very unfair, and I did not take it. And I am not that kind of person. I do not take things that are unfair. So I decided that I wanted to leave that hospital because it was unfair, and I thought it was very bad, and I would not work in that kind of environment. So I went to another hospital, and I looked at the way they were working, and they were working in a very honest way. They were very professional, where I did my career, actually. And I went for an interview, and I applied and had the job. But the thing is that, when I wanted to leave the other hospital, I was known to be a good nurse. So what happened is that the director of the hospital asked me why I was leaving. I said, I'm leaving because you guys are lying to the government. You're lying to the government, and the patients do not have enough points, so they do not have enough care, and so on and so forth. And I explained what I had seen, and I said that this was very unfair and that things had to change. And I was not going to stay in that kind of environment because it was against my principles. So he said to me, well, you know what? We could give you a position higher than what you have to stay. And I declined. Because, it does not change anything. They're still lying and they're still changing the points. So I left that hospital because to me, it was unacceptable. And the patients were coming before the director when it came to my point of view. So that was extremely unfair. And I saw that there was a lot of lying, conniving, and I could not take it. And I decided to leave. I could not work in that kind of environment.
It's really powerful what you've just shared, Reverend Lydia, because we're having, let's say this very diplomatically, a challenge within the UK NHS system at the moment. And if you are engaging or having appointments in the NHS, it's very clear in the UK that the system is completely broken. It's just fallen apart. It's not working, and it's not fit for purpose right now, which is, sort of a number of years after your experience, because it just doesn't stand in the space that it was first created. It's not able to cope with what the demand requires of it. And we also are experiencing a lack of staff, a lack of finance towards it. So I can completely appreciate what you've shared. It's a very volatile situation, and it's wonderful to hear that you voted with your feet, as many people in England have voted with their feet. They've left because they don't feel that it's what they joined up to do. And at the same time, it is a political arena, and it is also governed by its financial state of affairs as well. And it's also governed by the people that are employed within the NHS in England. So it's a whole gamut of things that, I would say we're not in control of. We can't, do anything apart from, be part of it and appreciate what's going on. So it's wonderful to hear your description of being on the other side of it and what you did with that. So it's very warming to hear that you didn't take it and you decided to change things by voting with your feet. And I believe that's what many people have done. So just looking at how uncertainty and change affects us in terms of life storms and keeping our faith, sudden change, like job losses, new rules, unexpected events, why do you think they can be so debilitating and destabilizing within a person's life? So what are your thoughts in terms of if somebody goes through a divorce, for instance, or a marriage breakup or a family breakup, or just sudden change? Why is it so debilitating?
Well, in psychology, when we work in psychology, actually, there is a chart. There is a chart where we give points. And let us say a divorce that will give some 10 points. So you can have something like traumas, everything that happens to a person comes with points. So we consider a person to be able to take so many points for them to actually go in depression. They can take so much. So when you actually count the points of a person that actually is going through a lot of stress, when you talk to them and you ask them about their situation, you actually count the points, and you know very well when they're talking to you and they say they're fine, they are not fine. That is the least you can think. Because if they are at 75 points on 100 and they say they are fine, well, worry, because they are not fine at all. They need help, and they just either deny or they do not know. That is the problem. So when we work as holistic nurses, we work with the entire entire family and the entire surrounding. We work with those charts and we work with the energy field. So the thing is that you work with the number of points and you work to actually find out what is wrong. So we cannot deny when a person is at 75. If a person is at 15 or 20, you do not worry. But when a person is at 75, it's critical. And you have to be careful. They can commit suicide and without even, they don't cry wolf. They just commit suicide. That is all.
I'm nodding. I was nodding in the background before we came together, and I'm nodding here because it's absolutely right. And we don't realize what is underneath what's being shown above. I call it the iceberg effect, that many people are just seeing what's at the top and have no idea of what's really going on underneath and what the person is dealing with. So your thoughts, Reverend Lydia, would be highly recommended in terms of looking at the very dark side of somebody really suffering in that 75 points, about support systems and inner resources. Do you have anything that you can share in terms of when somebody is at that 75 points as to how they can move into a place of being able to cope through their inner resources and through reaching out in terms of their community friends and mentors? What are your thoughts in terms of what a person can do when they are at that critical point?
Well, first of all, when a person is at a critical point, I do not think it's time for an energy healer. I think at that time it is time to see a psychologist, someone that is really habilitated to do the work and really do the work with them. They have to see a therapist that will understand, that can relate the entire family, that can do the entire work. We have to be smart enough as energy healers to send them to the right field. We're not there for our ego. We are there to understand that our client can be in danger. We cannot endanger our clients. So when actually it is too high, we actually have to refer them, because the medical field is the place to send them when they're too high. There are shelters, there are places to actually avoid accidents, because sometimes you have to help them and they have to be protected from themselves. So at that point, you have to be smart enough to explain to that person that they need protection from themselves, that they cannot cope, that they need help, and that you will help them in the process. That is for sure. You will not abandon them, but actually, you will work in synchronicity with the medical field. So that is what we should do as therapists. As a nurse, yes, I work as a therapist, but at the same time, I do send them to therapists. So what happens is that it's important for us to acknowledge that we cannot do the entire work when they are in danger. We have to be very, very careful.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Some very wise words that you've shared there. And it's absolutely right in terms of looking at the whole picture and who are within their group in terms of who they can speak to. And it might be a family member, it might be a friend, and it also medical intervention. And at the same time, it might just be asking the question, how are you feeling? Not just once, not just twice, but 3 times, to work with the person, because the first time they will usually say, I'm fine, I'm okay, because that's the natural instinctual response. When you ask the same question again, they might say, oh yeah, I'm all right, really. And then the third time when you ask them, they'll say, well, actually everything's falling apart. And they will then, and it's so our recognized instant knee-jerk reaction is to say, I'm fine, I'm okay, because that's the knee-jerk instinct to say that, so that we don't look disempowered, we don't look like we're not coping. That is the human behavioral instinctual desire to not look like we're not coping. Well, we are at the end of our show. Believe it or not, we have covered a lot of ground, and this is a very big topic and something that I feel that would be good for us to revisit again, because it is extremely powerful, because we all have challenges in our life in terms of when the ground shakes. Holding faith through life storms is something that we all have to come through and encounter, whether it's something like 7/7 or 9/11, something major that's global, or something that's small, like a breakup in a relationship, or a family dispute, or a work loss, or a career loss. All these things are big things, and we all respond in different ways. Before we go, Reverend Lydia, please do share with our viewers how people can reach you, and at what time your show is on Wednesday. Please give a final reminder of your show. That's your new show on Wednesday this week.
Yes, people can reach me at 1-514-582-6882 on WhatsApp. I do answer, no problem. They can write to me also at greatdivinemother@gmail.com. They can send also a message to my Facebook page, or buy my books on Amazon, 111 Reflections for Thy Earth Odyssey. Those are books to journal. So I do help people that actually buy them. I help them journal. So it's a therapy as such. And my show is starting Wednesday at 2 p.m. That is it. And it is in French. And it's called La Voix de la Guérison, which is the voice of healing. But the voice of healing in French, when we say voice, it also means road. So I played with the words, because it's the voice of healing and the road to healing. So by those two, my title means the voice of healing and the road to healing. So that is why I called it La Voix de la Guérison, because I will be talking about different ways to heal and helping others heal through my programs, and also through Zoom conferences also. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Always wise, and looking forward to hearing more about your show and the responses to your new show taking place on Wednesday this week. I've just had a notification from our wonderful Dr. Jacalyn that I got the figures wrong. It's not 10,000, it's 100,000. So Dr. Jacalyn has over 105,000 subscribers on the main YouTube channel, which is a massive feat in itself. So she has been given the Silver Creator Award. So my apologies, Dr. Jacalyn, all the numbers, all the zeros, I misunderstood and said it was 10,000. So it's 105,000 plus YouTube subscribers on the first channel, and over 35,000 on the second channel. Thank you very much for joining us. Please remember, in your darkest moments, light still finds a way in. Even when the ground shakes, you can still rise stronger than before. You can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk, or call me on +44 if you're international. If you're local, 07523 120-189. I look forward to seeing you again. I'm actually going to be hosting, on behalf of Dr. Jacalyn, the next show, A Woman's Prerogative. That's usually at midnight British Summer Time, and it's taking place tonight at 10:30 British Summer Time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And that show is with the wonderful Mariska de Prier, and she is in Australia. And I think that timing will be the next day for Australia. I'm very excited because I used to do shows with Mariska, and they're always great fun. So please do join us for A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. A little later on this evening, it's 10:30 British Summer Time. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Reverend Lydia, for amazing and insightful shares. It's always a pleasure to hear your insightful stories and what you share on this program. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, whether you're on the live or the replay. I look forward to seeing you at the same time, which is 7 p.m. British Summer Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye for now, and I look forward to seeing you if you want another sampling of A Woman's Prerogative at 10:30 this evening. Bye-bye for now, and have a wonderful week. And over to our sponsors, and a warm thank you to Dr. Jacalyn for doing all the whizzy effects behind the scenes. Bye-bye for now.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Ever dreamed of hosting your own TV show, sharing your story with a global audience? Now's your chance to shine. At USA Global TV and Radio, we make it easy for you to create, host, and broadcast your very own TV show. Whether you're a storyteller, entrepreneur, or industry expert, we help you bring your vision to life. With our exclusive interview, live streaming, and podcasting training, you'll gain the skills and confidence to captivate your audience. Our global platform ensures your voice is heard worldwide. Join our community of creators who are already making an impact, one show at a time. Step into the spotlight. Host your own TV show on USA Global TV and Radio. Book your discovery call today at usaglobaltv.com. Copyright 2025 USA Global TV and Radio. All rights reserved. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit usaglobaltv.com.
Conveniently located in the Cherry Hill Mall in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Avio Art specializes in custom art and photography printing. From museum-quality canvas prints and stretching to photo restoration, fine art reproduction, and framing with museum-grade glass, every service is completed in-house with exceptional attention to detail. Visit avioart.com or email support@avioart.com. In a world that moves fast, there's strength in the woman who moves with grace. Introducing Bay London, where confidence meets craftsmanship. Each piece is intentionally designed for the woman who knows her worth, crafted from luxurious Italian eco-fabrics that feel as good as they look. With elegant coverage, effortless support, and timeless style, our swimwear celebrates both your body and your essence. Founded by fashion expert Carrie Sykes, Bay London is made for women who want to feel sexy, stylish, and seen. From poolside to beachside, sunrise to sunset, Bay London outfits you for every moment that matters. Because beauty isn't about age, it's how you wear your confidence. Bay London, confidence, elegance, effortless luxury. Visit baylondon.com. Act now for your exclusive friends and family discount of $35. Scan the QR code. Bay London, where confidence meets craftsmanship. Proud sponsor of USA Global TV and Radio. In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by executive producer and director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.